Hello and welcome to your Math 150 College Algebra online course. My name is Katrina Floria and I am the instructor for your course. I've got the home page here and yours should look similar when you get into my math lab. I wanted to point out a few things. We're on the course home page again, and there are announcements down here. Right now these are some announcements that the publisher has, and I think I have hidden those because those are not a whole lot. If you would like to have those back, just email me. I'll put those back on there. But it dropped the announcement that I made below those, and I was afraid you wouldn't notice it. But right now the announcement that you should have on there says that your first quiz is due on Saturday, June the 15th, and that's a mid-chapter quiz for Chapter 1. And if you look up here on the calendar, there is a little square there with looks like a little clock. That means that's a due date for something, and the little square, that is for quizzes. So you can see that you do have a quiz that is due soon. These with the circles that are more of a green-blue color, those are your homework assignments, so things that are due. And you're pretty much having a homework assignment due each day so that you can get through the course by the end of the summer. And except for on days when you have a quiz, you won't, or a test, you won't have a homework due on those days. Now, if you click the homework tab, and yours will look slightly different. This is what my view looks like, and I don't have a student one, so I'm going to try to show you some things with this. You won't have any of this stuff down in yours. It's all hidden because it's not stuff that you necessarily need. You probably will get this message about pop-ups. Every time I get that, I just hit continue, and I don't ask it to tell me about disabling the pop-up blockers. But I'll go ahead and hit continue on that so that you can see what the next page looks like. So when I click on that, all it lists are the homeworks. And then it has all of the homework assignments, but it only has the homework assignments. So nothing on here, nowhere does it list your quizzes or your tests. So if you want, when you're on the homework, you can hit show all. Now, show all should list all of your assignments. Or if you just want to see what is in your quizzes and tests, you could click that also. But I like the show all because it has everything in here, every assignment that you have. And notice all on the left, you have the due date for each assignment. It tells you when it's due. Now, when I click show all, for some reason, it starts on the second page. I have no idea why it does that. It starts with assignment 21. I really am not sure why it does that. Yours may not, but mine did. And so I come up here and hit the view all 65 on one page. That will show every single assignment that we have. The video lectures, the homeworks, the quizzes, all of it. Now each of your video lectures, they don't require much. It has the video in there, and it's got all the things that you need. You know, if you want to look through PowerPoints and that kind of thing, if you click through those, you know where they are, and it gives you points for having done that. So if I click view all 65 on one page, then I can scroll through and see every single thing. And you'll notice you have your My Math Lab orientation first, your syllabus quiz, which does not have a due date because you have to get 100% on your syllabus quiz before you can move on. And you should be able to find everything in your syllabus. One point I noticed was maybe a little fuzzy on that was the being able to work at your own pace. You can work ahead of the pace that I have listed for with the due dates. You feel free to work as far in advance as you want. You cannot get behind. If you fall behind and miss a due date for quizzes in particular, you won't have access to those quizzes any longer. So you want to make sure you can keep up. The homeworks, if you don't get it completely done on that day and you need to finish up, say the next day, you will get deducted some points. a half a point per day, but you do have an option to go back and work on that. Now this is what happens when you click just quizzes and tests, and it lists every single quiz and test that you have, and it tells you how many attempts you have. So your syllabus quiz, you can try as many times as you want because you have to get 100% on it. So it's, right now this shows what I have been playing around with on my math lab, but right now I have 0 attempts and it has the infinity symbol, so you've got infinite attempts. Theoretically, nobody's going to be able to keep working the syllabus quiz forever. Now, the mid-chapter quiz, all the rest of these quizzes, there are 3 attempts. And after you've taken an attempt, and you can see I have on this end of chapter 2 quiz, I have taken 1 attempt. You can click see score to see what you scored on that. It won't automatically show it up. That way, if somebody else is looking and what you're doing, you don't necessarily have to tell everybody what you've got on everything. Also, it tells whether or not you have a time limit. We have a time limit on the exams because until you get to the final exam, those are not proctored. So you've got 75 minutes, so you really need to have everything ready, whatever that you need, so that you can get that done. If it takes you longer than 75 minutes, and there were probably things you weren't quite prepared for. But we have 2 attempts on those. There is a retake assignment if you want to retake your test. And the retake assignment will be generated from your first attempt at the test, and you have to make at least 80% on the retake assignment. It's a homework assignment before that you can retake the test. So that way you get a chance to study, because it will only be populated by problems similar to things that you missed when you took the test the first time. This is what you should see, or something similar, when you click your gradebook tab, and your overall score will be much better than mine. But anyway, it tells me it gives me a percentage, but that percentage doesn't really mean a lot, because we may end up with a few more points built in here or there if I give some extra credit anywhere, an assignment for that. Then your percentage score may be off because it might be slightly lower than what your actual grade is. What you're interested in is how many points that you have, because you have available 1,000 points, so that's how your grade is determined. If you get 900 points or more, you'll have an A. If you get 800 points to 899 points, that's a B. And so it was easier to figure out that way. Now, on this page, you will also see your homework, how many points there were available, how many points did you earn from it. So if you get 100% on a homework assignment, you'll have 8 points for that. If you don't, you multiply what percentage you got correct by the 8 points, and it'll tell you how many points that you earned for that. And then your quiz is the same, and it'll tell you how much time you spent. It'll tell you what your total amount of time you've spent on any of this work that you've done in my math lab. So that is pretty neat. I did click overall score. When I got into gradebook, there was an overall score button. So if yours doesn't look like this when you first get in there, because it may just have a list of all your assignments, click the overall score and we'll give you details. Here is the page where I have started a quiz. So I've clicked on my mid-chapter 1 quiz, and I wanted to just give you a little information about this. And it tells me that I've started this quiz 1 of 3 times. Also, it says how many questions I have. There are 10. When it's due. Pay no attention to the required for study plan mastery. Study plan is completely optional. That's why I grayed out the study plan tab, so that you don't go through there and working a lot of the study plan thinking that's part of your grade when it doesn't do anything for you. So we really don't care about the required for study plan mastery part. That doesn't have anything to do with your score. But the study plan just kind of generates problems based on things that you've missed in your homework, your quizzes, and stuff like that you might need extra practice on. And that's a place that you can go and work on a few things. So if you'd like that study plan tab back, I can always put that back, but I just had hidden that so that you wouldn't go in there and do a lot of work and then think that you're progressing through if you haven't done the homeworks and quizzes that are part of your grade. So just let me know. You can email me. Now, this is the screen that I got. Of course, I didn't do much on there. You can tell, too. I give you a little bit of information on this screen. This is what happens when you submit your quiz. And you should always hit the submit button for your quiz, even if you don't get finished or you're not able to at that particular time, because otherwise it will lock you out of your assignments and you'll have to send me an email and I'll have to undo that, and you don't want that to happen. But sometimes it does. Sometimes some things happen. Your power may shut off or something in the middle of the quiz. If you have any of those problems, just send me an email and I can go in there and enable your access again. But this is what my screen looked like, my quiz summary. This is the place, as soon as you have submitted your quiz, that you will be able to review your test. Now, this is not the case for your syllabus quiz. I didn't do that one because then you would just be able to check, see what the correct answers were, and go back in and fill them in. When I really want you to be able to look through this syllabus and find those things. So, every other quiz is like this. You'll be able to review your test if you click there. If you click go to results, it's only going to take you to the grade book, and that won't let you look at your quiz results anymore. If you review the test, you'll be able to look at all of these questions that you've missed, see what you entered. Well, these with the X with the parentheses around them mean that I didn't answer those questions. Question 1 that has a check mark /X means I got part of the question right, but the other parts of the question I missed. So that's what those symbols tell you. And if we review the test, you can go through each question, see what the correct answer is, see what your answer was. And I would write these things down because you have 3 attempts per quiz. The questions will be slightly different, the numbers will be different. But if you write down the problems that you attempted for your quiz, write down everything that you did, then when you go retake a quiz, you will have something to go by because the questions should be very similar. And if you need some more practice on something and you don't want to retake your quiz just yet, this is another place, since I did remove the study plan tab, that you will be able to click on study plan and go there and practice some problems. They won't count towards your grade, but they can help you prepare for some of your quizzes and tests and other homework assignments. And I will make another video and give you a little bit more information shortly, but I wanted to just kind of give you a few things that come up often that I wanted to let you know about. Also, I will send an email out about this soon because they are changing our email, and so the whether or not I'll get your emails or be able to respond to them quickly, anywhere from Thursday through Monday, the 17th. It may be iffy. It may take a little longer. I just don't know. They've let me know in advance, and I'm trying to let you know that. So if you have some kind of difficulties, I'll try to be checking on the grade book. So if I see that anybody got locked out of their assignments because something happened with the quiz when they try to submit or something like that, I should be able to tell if your access is blocked. So I will try to be fixing those and taking care of that without having you email me necessarily. But go ahead and email me. But in case that I don't see that, I'm going to try to keep up on that. But hopefully this information will help. If you have any questions, please email me.